Hey guys, this is the Mallu Cuber, and today I'm going to talk about a few important tips, tricks, and doubts which you'll come across while solving the Rubik's Cube. So first I'm going to get started with the tips and tricks. Number 1. Learn more triggers. So the triggers are a short sequence of moves which will help you to do certain steps. We have already learned a trigger while learning to solve the Rubik's Cube. That is R prime, D prime, R, D. This was an important trigger which helped us to solve the white corners, the white and the yellow corners. Now I'm going to teach you two other new important triggers. So in the first trigger, you keep your right thumb down and then rest your three fingers on the top on your top color, and then you do the moves right layer clockwise, upper layer clockwise, right layer anti-clockwise, upper layer clockwise. That was an easy move. I'll show it once again. That is R, U, R prime, U prime. So this is an important trigger which will again help you to solve the white and the yellow corners. My second trigger, it is the same thing as the one which we did now, that is known as the right trigger. In our left trigger, we'll do the same thing except with our left hand. So our left thumb goes down and the three fingers stay up. And then we do it with our left hand, that is L prime, U prime, L, U. That was an easy trigger in which we learned two new triggers. First was R, U, R prime, U prime, and then it was L, U, L prime, U prime. I will later say how these triggers will come in handy to solve the cube. Number 2. Use the triggers to help you become faster. We usually use the R prime, D prime, R, D, which is a trigger to solve the white corners. But now we can use the right and left triggers to help us become faster. So now let's look for corners. I'll show you an example how it helps us. So right now with the R prime, D prime, R, D, I've got the white and orange blue corner right below where it has to go. And then I'll do R prime, D prime, R, D. And now as you can see, we've solved the corner. Now I'll show you how to use the right and left trigger. So to use these triggers, we'll keep the white cross facing down. And now we have to see where each corner will go. I have the white, red and blue corner here. I'll keep it right above where it has to go this time. And then I will use the trigger right now with my right hand. And now you will see how easier it is to do. That is R, U, R prime, U prime, 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 R, U, R prime, U prime. And now as you can see, we have solved the corner, and it is more easier to use as we don't need to change our holding position every time. And now I'll show you an example of the left trigger. So we have the white, red and green corner here. The white, red and green centers are here. So that means this corner will have to come here first. I have put it right above where it has to go, and then now let me repeat it. I'll use the left trigger this time. So that is L prime, U prime, L, U, L prime, U prime, L, U, L prime, U prime, L, U. And now as you can see, we have used the left trigger to solve this. And now another corner we have, that is the white, orange and green. I'll put it right below where it has to go. And this time I'll again use the right trigger. that is R U R prime U prime, R U R prime U prime, R U R prime U prime. And now as you can see, the triggers are far more easier to use other than the previous one, and it is faster also. Number 3. Use the triggers to help you understand the formulas. These triggers can be also used to help us understand the formulas. And now let's see how we can do it. So now our first layer is done. I'll show you where we can use it in the second layer. So right now we have an edge here, that is a red and blue edge. It will have to come here. So first I'll move it away from where it has to go. And now I'll use a left trigger as I'm holding it with my left hand. So I'll just do the trigger once, that is L prime U prime L U. And now when I change my holding position, I do the right trigger, that is R U R prime U prime. And now as you can see, it was way easier to put this edge without learning the formulas. So now I'll show you another edge. They all are in their incorrect places and we only have yellow edges on top. So let me take out one edge first. So I'll right now use this edge. I just aligned it. I'll put it away from where it has to go. And then now as you can see, the trigger which I use will have to be the layer I'm holding. So right now it's a right layer, that is R U R prime U prime. And now I'll change my holding position and then do the left trigger, L prime U prime L U. And now as you can see, I've removed another edge from here, that is the red and green edge. I'll match it with the green center first. So now it is matched with the green center. I'll put it away from where it has to go. And then now I'll do the left trigger, that is L prime U prime L U. And now I change my holding position and then I can use the opposite trigger, that is the right trigger, and then I'll do R U R prime U prime. And now as you can see, we have put another edge in its place. Now we have one more edge, that is the orange and blue edge. I'll match it with the orange center first, and this time I'll put it away from where it has to go. So as it has to come to the right layer, I'll have to do the right trigger first, that is R U R prime U prime. And then we do L prime U prime L U. And now as you can see, we can solve the second layer easily with the help of the triggers. Another place where we can use these triggers to help us understand the formula is while orienting the edges or while getting the edges to their correct place. So here we use the formula R U R prime U R U to R prime. So here we can use the right trigger as it starts with R. So I have kept one edge in my right and one edge at the back, and then I'll do it. So first I just do the first three moves of the right trigger, that is R U R prime. And then now instead of doing a U prime, I'll turn it away from where it has to go. So that is doing another U move. And then I just put the right layer up and then turn the top layer twice so that it matches with the white edge, and then I can put it down. So right now I just did the formula with using the trigger, and now as you can see, we have solved all the edges. Number 3, identification of how long it will take to orient one piece. So right now I'm going to show you how you can easily put the corner without using the triggers 5 times. So now I'll show you how you can use these triggers once again. So right now I have the white, red and blue corner here, and now I'll see where the white sticker is facing. So now as you can see, it's facing left side, so that means I'll have to use the left trigger, and then that can be easily be done. So that is L prime, U prime, L, U. And right now when I saw where the sticker was facing, I did the trigger for it, and now as you can see, I was able to solve the corner by doing the formula just once. Now let's look for other corners. I have one corner here, that is a white, orange and blue corner. So right now the sticker is facing up, so that means I can use any one of the triggers. So right now I'll use the right trigger, that is R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And now as you can see, I've got another corner to its correct place. So right now I have the white, red and green corner. I'll put it right above where it has to go. So the sticker is facing left, so I'll use the left trigger once again. That is L prime, U prime, L, U. And I got it done in just doing the trigger once. I have another corner here. This is again facing upwards, so I can use any trigger. I'll again do the right trigger, that is R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And now as you can see, we were able to solve the white color easily, as we knew how long it will take to do one trigger. Number 5. Watch example solves. Example solves will help you to understand how you can solve the cube, and also will understand where you're going wrong and how can you improve in doing your steps. I'll be uploading a few videos I'll be uploading a few example solves soon later. So now as we are done with the tips and tricks, let's move on to a few doubts which you might have while solving the Rubik's Cube. So the first doubt, I solved the white color, but the corners are not solved. So that means you might be having a situation like this. So as you can see, my white color is solved, but none of the corners are solved correctly. That means the corners haven't been identified to where they have to go. So I'll show you how you can do that. So now as we have the cross, let's keep it facing downwards, and now we'll see how to put the corners in their correct place. So now first let's take a corner, that is the white, orange and green corner. I'll see where the white, orange and green centers are now. So the white, orange and green centers are here. That means this corner will have to come here. So we have to get the corner right above where it has to go. So I'll turn the top layer twice so that it is right above where it has to go. And now the white sticker is facing leftwards, so I'll do the left trigger, that is L prime, U prime, L, U. And now as you can see, we have got the corner in its correct place. And then we have another corner here, that is white, red and green. And now I'll see where the centers are. So the white, red and green centers are here. So this corner will have to come here. So we first get it right above where it has to go. So I'll get it right above where it has to go by doing a U2. And right now the sticker is facing right side. So I'll do the right trigger, that is R, U, R prime, U prime. And now as you can see, I've got this corner solved. And now we have the white, orange and blue corner here. So the white, orange and blue centers are here. So this corner will have to come here and we have to make sure the corner is right above where it has to go. So I'll turn the upper layer clockwise as it's right above where it has to go, and then I'll use the right trigger as the sticker is facing to the right side. That is R, U, R prime, U prime. And now we got this corner solved. And now we have a last corner, that is the white, red and blue corner. I'll see where the white, red and blue centers are. White, red and blue centers are here. So I have to first get the corner right above where it has to go. I'll turn the upper layer once again. And now I have it right above where it has to go. And I'll repeat the right trigger as the sticker is facing the right side. And I do R, U, R prime, U prime. And now as you can see, we have solved the whole white color with the first layer solved correctly. You can always look for this bar in all sides to see if you have solved the corner correctly. So another problem we might face is that we get confused how to get an incorrectly oriented edge out of its place. So as I told, we can use the triggers to get the edges to the place. So right now let's just use any edge. So I'll use the yellow and orange edge. I'll turn it away from where it has to go. So as first I'll do the right trigger, that is R, U, R prime, U prime. And now I'm going to change my holding position and then do the left trigger, that is L prime, U prime, L, U. And now as you can see, I've got the edge outside. So my first step is to match it with its center. I'll turn it away from where it has to go. And now I'll have to use the right trigger, that is R, U, R prime, U prime. And now I'll change my holding position and then I'll use the left trigger, that is L prime, U prime, L, U. Another doubt is, after solving the yellow cross, I only get 1 or 3 edges. What should I do? So in this, usually after solving the yellow cross, we get either 2 or all 4 edges in their correct place. So first you have to make sure that you have already turned the cube properly. You're supposed to turn the top layer all 4 times to see if you have any 2. So right now I only have 1 edge in its correct place. So I'll turn it once again, and now as you can see, I have 2 edges in its correct place. Even after turning the top layer 4 times, and you only find 1 or 3 edges, that means you have to reassemble your cube, as one of the corners of your cube might have got twisted, or your cube was once broken and wasn't reassembled properly. So make sure to reassemble your cube properly. Another common doubt which is asked is, why should I reassemble my cube? So if your cube has ever broken or you have disassembled it, it is important that you assemble it in the correct state. So if you don't assemble it in the correct state, you might not be able to solve the cube. It is important that there is also no corner twist, which means you don't twist the corner. The corners always have to be oriented with their correct way. Otherwise, if the cube isn't assembled properly, we only have 1 out of a 12 chance in which the cube is in a solvable state. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.